Go out for a walk with Saber. To the church. Let's see what we've got here. I had a feeling that by doing this, things could finally begin. Sheesh, 60% of the way through the game and it's only just beginning? Goddamn. I'm walking up this familiar hill. Looking up at the sharp moonlight, I'm almost blinded. It might be because the stars are dark tonight, or maybe the moon just happened to be close. Below the tranquil empty sky, so close that I could touch it if I stretched my arm out, two silhouettes await our arrival. Gilgamesh and... No. Oh. Saber reacts instantly. She runs out in front to guard me and raises her invisible sword. Okay, the worlds are colliding. Is she not gonna question the different master? Like Bazet. Look at things, okay? Really take a look at what's happening. I stare fixedly at the Magus, utterly stunned. Oh boy. Shiro and Saber probably should be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Sparks run through Saber's body. Her fighting spirit is flared up. Oh, didn't mean to do that. She must know that what this Magus says is true. Well, true for her, not true for our... Well, I assume not for our actual people. Whatever. I don't know. Oh, this is gonna be awk, because the Holy Grail doesn't actually exist anymore, right? If I recall, that's how things are set up here. But Saber's readiness to fight has changed to open hostility. She sees the woman before her as nothing but an enemy, and is now waiting for me, standing behind her to give the order. Namely, destroy our foe. But surprise has forced the gears in my head to a standstill. Forgetting even to breathe, I take in the scene before me. So there really was another master we never knew about. So there really was someone trying to continue this war. So, she really was in the city. She definitely isn't an illusion. But it doesn't make sense for her to not be. This doesn't add up. There are too many contradictions. Yes, that's right, and furthermore, if that woman really exists, then standing beside her...
ようやく俺の出番だな。雪辱戦だ。出し惜しみはなしで行こうぜ、マスター。
There must be an eighth servant.
貴様、サーバントなのか?
Saber's surprise is warranted. The servant that appeared isn't a somebody, but rather a something. Its presence is unnaturally powerful, and its reality is unnaturally lacking. Just looking at it is revolting. To speak to that thing, to be together with that thing, much less trust in that thing, isn't humanly possible.
改めて名乗りましょう。私は魔術協会から派遣されたマスター、バゼット・フラガ・マクレミッツ。彼は私のサーバント、アベンジャー。
The faceless, featureless silhouette grins. Even without a face, the expression of his emotions is clear.
さあ一騎打ちだ。余計な手は入れるなよマスター。セイバーとは相性がいいんだ。援護なんぞなくても俺だけでいいとこまで戦える。
いいでしょう。ですが引き際を間違わないように。あなたではどうあってもセイバーにとどめはさせない。せめて宝具を使わせる程度に前線なさい。
A thunk resounds by Bazzett's feet. She's dropped the container she was carrying. And a leaden sphere rolls out. That thing, which I can't see as being a weapon no matter how you look at it, floats off the ground and into a diagonal orbit around Bazzett. Should we take it for some type of defensive mystic code against servants? The crystal circles around Bazzett as if to protect her, glowing with a dim light.
戦闘を開始します。剣を構えなさい、セイバー。私と私のサーバントが今度こそあなたを倒す。
Bazzett's now a solar system. Yeah, apparently she gotta, yeah. Leaving her servant to the front line, Bazzett steps back. Okay, say, Shiro, pull out the, good old... What are Archer's blades called again? Because I assume we have UBW strength Shiro at his best, right? I would assume. Hopefully. That's not right. Her combat style isn't supposed to be like this.
待った、セイバー、あいつは。
As if to obliterate the sound of my voice. No, to do exactly that. Avenger rends the air with an exaggerated war cry. Holding a pair of brutish swords in a reverse grip, he rushes at us.
応戦します。白は下がって。
Saber responds to the charge of the silhouette. With no time to stop them, the battle between the two servants begins. Saber and Avenger. Hang on. The struggle between the two is more like watching a warrior grapple with a beast than the elegant meeting of blades. The warrior is Saber, the beast is Avenger. A battle without noble phantasms or magic, where pure physical attack and defense will determine the victor. The short swords Avenger holds are closer to fangs and blades. They're a pair. The two weapons, so great the variance in their size and shape, press in on Saber. A furious, whirling dance of swords, where blows fly like shrapnel. For every strike of Saber's sword, Avenger makes 3 or 4. The beast, unable to match her strength, compensates with its speed. A uniquely bizarre and haunting scene. Avenger's speed is far from slow. His footwork is dizzyingly nimble and quick as he unceasingly swings the pair of fangs he wields. As though delirious from fever, he fights, his only purpose to attack. He's more than fast enough for her already. But then comes the next attack, and the next after it, and I see Avenger raise that speed. His eyes are bloodshot. His breath comes in ragged pants from the lack of oxygen. His body screams that anything more than this will be impossible. And yet Avenger ignores it all completely and immerses himself in the battle. Stronger. If she blocks his attack, he has to hit her even stronger. Faster. If she can throw that strike aside, he has to do it faster. His body is without limits. No, it's just that he doesn't care about the limits. He is a beast, stricken with madness that drives him not to heed the exhaustion searing his brain.
Nani?
I rub my eyes. That's the servant's style, huh? Murderous rage seethes from him like vapor, turning his physical outline vague. His distorted and inflamed desire to kill becomes a mirage that envelops his entire body. The speed at which Avengers' short swords strike their foes already increased countlessly, 100-fold or more, since the battle began. A ceaseless torrent of swords rains upon his foe. However, Saber's blade deflected them, each and every one. Ordinarily, no human can stand up to a huge carnivore. But in this case, the tables have been turned. The human Saber is the one with the overwhelming advantage. No matter how fast Avenger goes, his swords won't reach Saber in the end. From the start, the gap between their raw abilities was too wide. To Avenger, Saber is as impregnable as a man-made fortress. Even with the excessive speed he wagered his life for, Avenger doesn't stand a chance against Saber. The beast roars, knowing that he won't reach her, that he's no match for her. Oh, didn't do that. He continues his charge towards destruction. Saber remains on the defensive, not because she was waiting for Avenger to run himself out, but to see how he would play his hand. There is a purpose to this rampage. Our enemy is also a servant. If his basic stats are low, what we need to watch out for is his noble phantasm. Knowing that, she was gauging Avenger's power, but that too is now at an end. Judging that Avenger has no trump card, Saber begins her counterattack. But what interests me is the Master. Where did her ball go? She's monitoring the fight from a distance, just like I am. She's an excellent magus. There are plenty of ways she could be supporting her servant. So why is she only looking on? What is that sphere okay, it's behind her. What is that sphere floating behind her? Saber's sword flashes. With one swing of her sword, she'll perform the last rites to end this rampage. As she brings it down, the malformed blades of his short swords catch it.
Sword breaker.
Short swords like those are usually used for that purpose. A weapon designed not to rend, but to stop the blade of the attacker's weapon. That's rude. He laughs. He laughs derisively at the game that has just entered his trap. Avenger, whose left dagger halted Saber's sword, brings its mate up right from the right to cut Saber. The fangs are pulverized, shattering without a trace. The left hand sword that held hers, and the right hand once aiming to slash at her armor. Saber obliterated them both in the blink of an eye. Avenger, you might be boned, buddy. Saber's sword descends. He jumps back, shrieking in anger, but all too late. Even after being dealt a mortal wound, the beast sneers. Her last blow laid him open from his right shoulder to his waist. A wound that would bring him to the verge of death, rendering him completely incapable of further combat. Well, what? What? And activating his noble phantasm. As she cuts down Avenger, Saber crumples to the ground. Like mirrors facing one another. Saber, without a single visible wound, clutches desperately at her torso, just like the fatally wounded Avenger. Saber struggles to stay on her feet. The silhouette snickers. Bearing his fatal wound, the servant, his life reduced to a span of a few minutes more, moves away from us. Then if you die, does she die? Okay. Oh, okay. Bazit, who'd been watching the whole time, makes her move. With a spare efficiency in her movements, she slips both her hands into leather gloves.
出し惜しみはやめとけよ、セイバー。うちのマスターは仕事になるとガキでも容赦はしない。お前を殺せば次はあっちの小僧だぜ。
I don't think it's gonna go quite as well as you think it is. Strength returns to Saber's body. It might have been Avengers taunting that did it. Or maybe it was because she noticed me trying to run towards her.
侮る。この程度の傷で私を止められると思うか、アベンジャー。
Saber's sword reveals itself. Her enemies number only 2. The distance between them is sufficient. From this position, the church will also be mowed down along with them, but she already has confirmed that no people are inside.
シロ、宝具の使用許可を。急いでください。敵マスターに動きがある。
The sphere floating behind Bazet is being charged with electricity. I don't know what she's trying to do, but that Magus looks like she's going to attack Saber from over there. But with that? That's like using a pebble to attack a tidal wave.
セイバーに任せる。出力はできるだけ絞ってくれ。
The activation itself happened in an instant. She has to hold back the output as well, but the deployment of the Noble Phantasm doesn't even take a second. Once activated, its speed and power are unrivaled by any other. In a contest of pure power between Noble Phantasms, only Ea, the Sword of Rupture held by the King of Heroes, can match Saber's Holy Blade. Having been struck directly by that sword, no human magic, whatever the kind, can hope to match it. The golden sword she raises above her head. In the face of its radiance. The Magus lets out a breath against her right fist as if whispering to it. A sword of light that bisects and vaporizes all it touches. And after its head start, though it obviously came later. Bazet, Frega, McCrementus' Noble Phantasm is active. I mean, she's not a servant, so is it really a Noble Phantasm? I mean, I guess. The clank of falling iron rings out. Saber is still standing. For how long? But the landscape around her, which should have been reduced to embers, is still standing as well. Saber, her sword still held as though she'd brought it down in a strike, glares savagely at her distant enemy. No promised victory meets her eyes. She stares up in blank amazement at the dark expanse of the empty sky. A single hole has been opened in her armor. With all energy focused into it, the smallest possible fatal wound. A wound no greater in diameter than a pebble, like a cigarette burn on a reel of film. That was the wound that killed Saber. My gaze returns to the enemy master. The attack has burned her leather gloves away. Grimacing in pain, the Magus licks the back of her right hand. Probably because the sphere was a single-use weapon. It lost its metallic color once fired. Fragrak? The short sword of the war god Lu, told of in Celtic mythology. Oh! The legend tells of a sword that would launch itself from its sheath without its user having to touch it, and cut down all opposing it before their swords could be drawn. Saber's noble phantasm, which had struck first, and the sword of light which followed it. The victory should have been Saber's. But Fragrak was fired at a speed even faster than that of Excalibur, and didn't just defeat Saber, but cancelled Excalibur's light. Unfathomable. Whatever magic theory could craft this miracle is far beyond human understanding. Only one thing is clear. That mystic code is a match for the noble phantasm of a servant, able to cut them down head-on. The ultimate counter code. Without a single wound. No. With only a single wound. No more than a pinprick. Saber's body disappears. The Magus is walking over to me. I am too filled with regret over the loss of Saber to move. The enemy is right in front of me. Hoping at least to land one final blow on her before I die, I ball my hand into a fist and... What? The female Magus strides right past, as if she has no interest in the likes of me. No. I turn instinctively, and there...
Yo, Markina.
Hi, Avenger. What? The black servant is standing. You know... I don't know. Maybe then would have been a good time to use Unlimited Blade Works. Assuming this Shiro can do it anyway. Who knows? For all I know, we only have like Fate level. No, because Fate Root Shiro couldn't use Roias. So it has to be either UEW or HF Shiro. It's obviously not HF Shiro because it's his arm. I mean, it could be. No, it has to be UEW strength Shiro at least, if not stronger. The sound of something. Oh, I didn't even read the first part. The first slash rips me open at the shoulder. Then the blade swings back to its original position, severing my neck with it. The sound of something rolling on the ground enters my ears. The earth's surface nears me, and then I tumble, rolling and rolling and rolling over and over again.
相棒を変えて出直してこい。次はあいつの切り札をよく知ってるやつがいい。
Nah, I know that. I'm just trying to figure out what level Shiro would be at. Like I would like to think maybe, I don't know, because he used Roias, so he has to be at least he has to at least understand Unlimited Blade Works, right? That's all I'm thinking is, because Fate Root, not knowing about the Reality Marble, he couldn't use Roias, or at least he never used it anyway. So I'm just thinking I don't know. The black servant didn't speak in mockery. His words were straightforward advice. It's as if he's the one who really wants to kill her. I guess maybe he is. Ah, I'm blacking out. The moon is revolving like a skull. And thus, the error-riddled Holy Grail War, without ending, sends out the next runner. You did have to, yeah, I know, I'm just, I don't know. I'm just, but all of that still is there. Like, it says all of the flags are still met, so... I don't know. Now, the second act, because there were like 2 other exclamation point things we could have done on other days. Does going to the second act counteract those, or are we good? Are they still gonna be there? I assume they'll still be there. Also, let me hang on. Gallery. I want to see. Can we? Hang on. Wait, it's not gonna show. Wait, hang on. Okay. Oh, you need to. Okay. Good. Where is the thing I'm looking for? Where? No! The game... It doesn't have the... When Sakura first appears in a swimsuit. God dang it. Okay, well... Also, there's... horrifying Issei. What's in here, actually? Oh, this is just for... Yeah, okay, that's for that. Let's look at... Let's see, let's check out a shrine. Let's get another Emma. Or Ama. Let's get this one. 800 yen, purchase. Oh! Got her eating a potato, her in her new clothes, and swimsuit saber.
セイバー、焼き芋左、デート服、中左、水着、中右、右。まあ、見ての通りね。
Yeah?
水着は、あえて予想を裏切りセパレートに、ということだ。デート着は、作り物地デザインを、ほぼ忠実に踏襲しているようだな。どうしたリン？顔をあからめて。
Oh, those were supposed to be her original clothes?
あのね、水着の反則ぶりもさることながら、この芋食いセーバーの凶悪さ、わかる？わかる！無限に餌付けしてしまうエミヤくんの気持ちが今ならわか
る？Okay.
いや、ほどほどにな。地球上のカロリーにも限界があるぞ。
Okay. Right. Anyway, but I'm gonna call it there. We had an interesting time with Sakura at the pool, and then we had a very serious murder happen. That wasn't fun. But yeah. Anyway, next time, I guess we'll be into Act 2. I guess. But yeah. Thanks for watching, and Catch you later. Peace.